over 19 years, your eyes and ears on horse racing has been Tommy Walski's, the Sportive King. On today's show, we'll meet an owner with a green thumb. Our race of the week is the Supernatural. Tommy recaps some of the major stakes in racing across the nation. We'll hit the archives in case you missed it. Tommy gets you caught up on all the buzz. Our salute to the champion. Remembers one of racing's equine heroes. And now here he is, BC's ambassador to the world of horse racing, Mr. Tommy Walski.
Among the many things we here at the Sportive Kings enjoy trying to find out about is owners and how some of them got their start in the horse racing. We recently saw the name of Len Harley slowly creeping up the owners list. We decided we should learn more about this fella, and we took our cameras, visited him for a few days, and as you're about to see, he's quite the interesting businessman and horse owner. Len, first time you had a racetrack, what was it like and where was it?
That was in Cloverdale, and that was probably 30 years ago, and that was the last time I went until we bought Charlie, when I got the shares in Charlie Me Darling and watched him run his in a race, and it was exciting.
What got you involved in it?
Greg McKinley next door. We were over at the Fox and the Hounds having dinner one night, and Greg was sitting on a table next to us outside, and he tried talking me into buying 25% share in a horse. And I go, yeah, no. He says, it's only $2,500. It's only $2,500. So after a little while, being the guy that he is, I did. And I bought a quarter share in Charlie Me Darling. And here we are. Horse won one race, and that was it. And got hooked. Then I started buying more horses. And I bought a few shares in horses. Now I didn't like owning half a horse, so then I started buying all my own horses, and I bought Infinite Wealth off of Greg McKinley, Lorna Mara off Greg McKinley, and Dudamus. And combined, I guess all three horses are now combined earning totals of about $220,000.
Your stable's been successful, obviously. Do you intend on growing it more?
You know, I like the brood mares that we have here, and having some more of my own horses, but that really doesn't make a whole lot of sense right now because you're buying some cheap horses. You know, we bought some cheap horses out of Florida. Mel's bought them for me, and maybe a little bit, yeah. Maybe, you know, like keep calling out. I'd love to have that the Derby winner one day.
Now to do all this though, you have to have a job.
Yes.
And you have a business.
I run a wholesale florist business. We put bouquets together. We sell flowering plants. We have a growing operation in Matsui, where we contract grow for Save On Foods, for Safeway, and general to garden centers. We do a lot of business in Alberta, Western Canada pretty much. The auction, yes, it takes about, Monday's auctions are always a little bit smaller, but they generally take about 8 hours, 3 times a week, just from start to finish. From the time I go into Burnaby to the time that I get back here, and then sorting out this is for who, selling the product, doing some special buys for either one of the chains or one of the other customers, and then packing it together here. And that stuff that I bought in the morning, in a lot of cases, it's in Calgary or Edmonton the next day already.
Is this your escape, the racetrack?
It's very tense, buying the product, needing what you need. So yeah, the horse is a bit of a relief valve, I guess you could call that. But I take it as a serious business too. I do want to make money.
Mel, give us some of your thoughts on Len.
He's relatively new into the business, just 4 or 5 years or so, but he's really excited about it. He loves it, and he's probably as easy a guy as there is that you want to train for. He just lets you do what you have to do, and he's really excited when he wins.
When it comes to purchasing a horse, how is he?
Excellent. He, if there's a horse for sale, he lets me make the call on whether we think it's worth buying or not.
What's the paddock like?
I like it. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Yeah, that's when if you're watching your horse walk around, my heart's really pounding, and coming up to the race, I don't eat. Maybe I'll have a glass of wine to settle my nerves down a little bit, but I won't. I'm just a nervous. I don't even talk.
It's exciting.
Oh, it is. And then once the race goes, as soon as and they're off, you just go, there's nothing you can do. You just watch and hope that you're going to be in the money.
When it comes to making decisions on like your rider or where you're going to enter, is it strictly all Mel?
It's all Mel. I know the flower business. I don't know the horse business. So I have a horse person doing my horse business. I'm not going to try to tell him what to do.
Now, a lot of people will probably never get a chance to experience their own winter. What's it like?
Well, I just think it's natural. You know, if you're going to be in horse racing, you got to have winners.
When you tell your friends you're involved in horse racing, what's their immediate reaction? Are they happy?
You
or
make
they
too much money. I go, no, the horses are making money. You know, like the people don't quite understand. I guess there's a lot of people that own horses that don't have like a farm like what I have here that you can keep them in the winter. I have my own hay equipment. We do haying in this whole neighborhood. We do approximately 300 to 400 acres altogether. So I have we sell hay, but I always have my own hay supply. Because our trucks are in Edmonton all the time, I bring my own feed back, and I bring feed back from L2, sweet feed. So the cost of keeping horses are not that high here. I have the people that work here, the people love the horses, but if you're living downtown, North Shore or somewhere, and you got to keep that horse at somebody's farm, you're going to shell out a lot of dough, and that makes it very expensive.
Would you like to expand in time if the horses keep getting better?
Yeah, absolutely. Expand as the horses allow me to expand. So you get some big winners, and maybe look for some better lineage. But I'll leave that up to Mel. You know, he knows what I want. He knows what I can do.
You ever get down in the dumps?
Oh yeah, last year, I think September, October, or August, September, October, I didn't have a win or nothing. And I thought, oh no, this is not good. And then I guess right towards the end of the season, Infinite Wealth won a race. And I go, okay, so that really got me hyped up for the next year. And with all the horses this year, so far, it looks like all the horses are very healthy. And they are very healthy, and they're all running good, you know, like, and it's not just one horse that's winning, you know, like Solidago's had a second, Dudamus 2 first.
If someone walked up to you and said, Len, should I get into business of horse racing, what would you tell them?
Get a good trainer.
Now, it's time to get you caught up on all the news in horse racing with The Buzz.
If it is entertainment that you crave when you come to the horse races, then on Canada Day, Hastings served it up when they brought in Spaghetti Mouse, fan favorite, and Tatey, last year's Horse of the Year, to compete in the $50,000 Lieutenant Governors. Here's a look at that finish.
6 furlongs in 1:12.1, and Tatey by a nose. Spaghetti Mouse, he's resilient on the inside. He's second now by 3. It's Ganby in third, almost time fourth, an eighth of a mile to run. In the Lieutenant Governors, Spaghetti Mouse on the inside, and on the outside is Tatey. Down the lane they come. Tatey by a head. Spaghetti Mouse, Ganby in third. It's Tatey now opening up by a length and a half. Tatey to score, Spaghetti Mouse second, Ganby third, almost time fourth.
Also on Canada Day, fans are in for a treat when the unbeaten filly Concert Music tried to lock against the older horses and go in a distance for the first time. It was the $50,000 Vancouver Sun. Did she do it or did she not? Let's look at the finish.
Past the 5/16 marker they go. They go by 6 furlongs in 1:12.2, and Concert Music, Kaweah Princess include the grand. Then Blue Sky Holiday, Summer Song now asks for run in 5th against the Sky is 6th. As they get set to turn for home, Kaweah Princess has the lead. Concert Music, Summer Song, she's winding it up on the outside. Down the lane they come, Summer Song, Kaweah Princess. Then Concert Music, Summer Song to score by a length and a half. Kaweah Princess second, Blue Sky Holiday third, followed by Concert Music against the Sky, and include the grand.
Recently, many fans and friends and rival jockeys got together and they held a fundraiser to help April Friesen, injured jockey April Friesen, with her medical expenses. In an outstanding show of support, results of the event are now in. Once again, results of that event are now in. You won't believe how much was raised. You think $42,000? Good guess. April got to take home $42,000 to help her expenses. Now, as far as how April is doing, we recently talked with her and she told us She's doing well. She's looking forward to her doctor giving her the okay to begin rehab. Among the many visitors also on hand on Canada Day at Hastings Racecourse was longtime NHL great Pat Quinn and popular Vancouverite who made the presentation after the Supernatural. And when Dan Jukic announced his name, he got one of the most outstanding ovations seen in years. South of the border, racing fans down below are wondering what is going on with Rachel Alexander. She's been ducking all the major stars this year. Former horse of the year is now, guess where she's running? She'll be at Monmouth Park on July 24th. She's running in an ungraded stakes called the Lady's Secret. People are wondering what is going on.
Don't go away. The Sport of Kings will be right back.
Now here's the part of the show we simply call In Case You Miss It. It's a chance for you to look back at the magic and the mystery of horse racing here in British Columbia from the Sport of Kings perspective. In case you missed it. Tomorrow, here at Hastings Racecourse, they'll be running the Chris Losett Stakes. It's worth $50,000. It is named in honor of the jockey you're going to be watching right now. We shot this piece a few years back. It is our journey into this wonderful career of Chris Losett. Enjoy.
The Hastings riding career of Chris Losett spanned over 30 years and 25,000 races. The Sport of Kings has followed Chris's career since our first show back in 1992.
I think that when I was younger, I tended to override some horses because I was very aggressive and tried a little too hard, but as I'm getting older, you get a little smarter and you slow down a little bit. Oh, they all say I'm too aggressive, but they all want me on their horses.
Do you remember the day you won 8 races?
It's just, something I'll never forget, Tom. It's probably I'll never equal that again.
What makes a good rider?
Well, there's probably only about 2 lengths difference between a good rider and a bad rider, the worst rider and the best rider. Also, you got to have the smarts to place your horse in a position where he can win during the running of the race. If my body stays fit and I retain the desire, I'm going to make this last as long as I can.
And then in 1996, Chris passed the 3,000 win milestone.
Well, it was a great day. It was for Henry Miller Jr. and it was a milestone, and there wasn't too many riders that ever reached 3,000, so it was a touching moment, and I think they made a little bit too big a deal out of it, as far as making the presentations to me and stuff, because I thought there was a lot left in the tank.
We met with Chris again in the fall of 2005, and he looked back on a terrific career.
It was a great ride. It was a lot of fun. I was lucky to be associated with great people. I've been married to a wonderful woman, and that was a great help. I mean, I just was really lucky to be associated with the right people when starting out that really got me rolling.
And with so many victories, Chris did have a few favorite horses that he rode.
My favorite horses to ride were Police Inspector, Traveling Victor, and Delta Colleen.
Give us a quick synopsis. Police Inspector.
Oh, just amazing ability. Like when he turned it on, his feet rattled as fast as any horse I've ever been on. I mean, he didn't have a tremendous stride. It reminds me a lot of Notice Otis. Never seemed like he was really going anywhere, but sure went fast when he went there.
Traveling Victor.
Just a very consistent horse. He could drop his head into the bridle and keep running and click off 24s forever. So he was fun to ride. Always lugged in a little bit, made you work a little bit riding him, but still was running underneath you.
Delta Colleen.
Oh, she was a real pleasure. It didn't matter what you did, she didn't run until she was ready, and then you just held on for the ride. Anybody could have rode.
In 2002, Chris was awarded the Avelino Gomez Award for his contribution to riding in Canada.
It meant an awful lot to me, Tom, because you're selected by your peers, and that was a big piece of recognition from people that I respect. That was a touching moment for me. Actually, that's probably the most choked up I've ever been as far as an acceptance speech for something, like that was pretty tough to get through.
Fast forward to Sunday, June 12, 2005, and Chris's decision to call it a career.
I won the first race on April Foolish, and I went to Mike after the second race, and I said to Mike, don't bother getting any mounts for next weekend for me, because this is it, I'm done. This is my last day. And then Mike actually talked to the stewards and the management, and let Dan Jukic know, and they called me up and asked if they could make an announcement. This was my last day, and I said, that's fine if you do that, but you have to wait till I'm on post parade for the last race. And so they respected my wishes, and that's what happened. And actually, that was a very emotional time for me, Tom, because I'm on post parade, and Dan says this is, out of the blue, says this is Chris's last ride, and a great career and everything like that, and the whole grandstand went silent.
No,
like there was not you couldn't hear a pin drop in the place, and then the place erupted and everybody applauded for me. But it was like a minute of silence while everybody let it sink in. So I thought that was a lot of respect they showed for me. So that was very emotional. So I told Sid out when I was coming back, I said it was kind of...
Sid Martin, who you rode his last mount.
I said it was very emotional. I said it kind of brought tears to my eyes. He says, well, as bad as that horse run, you should have had a lot of tears in your eyes.
A couple of weeks later, Hastings holds Chris Loseth Day in honor of a Hastings legend.
To celebrate the career of this recent retiree, Hastings held Chris Loseth Day. This was racing fans' chance to say goodbye to one of the province's most long-standing jockeys.
Well, it's a huge honor. Actually, it's maybe not even deserved. All I did was my job out here, 31 years, and I wouldn't have done anything different. So it's just a wonderful thing. I think everybody's having a good time today, though, and there's sure a lot of bold faces that have come out and to say goodbye to me and congratulate me, and so it's been a wonderful day for me.
Now here's a follow-up to that in case you missed it part of the program. Despite all of his success, Chris Loseth and his wife Tracy can still be seen every morning working at the barn doing a job that they love.
The Sport of Kings shines its camera on the equine heroes competing for glory in the biggest weekly Hastings race. We call it our Race of the Week. The Race of the Week is brought to you by Nick's Spaghetti House. Nick's Spaghetti House, combining great food in a horse racing atmosphere.
On our Race of the Week today, brought to you by Nick's Spaghetti House, we'll be looking at some outstanding and promising 3-year-old fillies. They're competing in the $50,000 Supernatural. It's going a mile and a 16th. Let's turn the microphone over for the preview to Brooke Ward.
Otero is owned by Tres Hombres. Otero's coming off a big win in the Emerald Downs. Over some of these, she'll be going this distance for the first time today.
And she's doing well, but it's not an easy place. It's never easy, Tom.
Dearest Princess is owned by RJT Thoroughbreds. Dearest Princess has won 3 of her last 4 starts and will be stalking the leaders today.
She's coming into the race excellent. She's trained well. We wanted to get a prep race into her a few weeks ago, but it didn't fill, so we're forced into training into it. But she's trained well, and I think she's fit, and she'll make them all run.
Victorious Vi is owned by Sandlin Stable. Victorious Vi is a stakes winner, making her 2nd start of the year. She will like this distance.
Only got 1 race under her belt, and we're extending the distance that she's running, but we've worked on getting her to relax, and hopefully she's got some finish at the end.
Oh So Noticed is owned by Phil Hall. Oh So Noticed is packing a bull at work coming into today's race, and she'll need her best effort to take a big share of the purse.
The question mark is if she can go this far. But every time I rode in shore, I have so much horse. Last time she just, take the lead very early, and I was waiting for horses. She don't see the horse coming, and we got caught. But I think she can beat this bunch, but she likes the track.
Ebony and Ice is owned by Leif Nordal. Ebony and Ice is last year's fantasy winner, and she'll need a repeat of that effort to win the day.
It's going to be one of those races where, horses are getting a new distance for them, and so it could be, a horse that hasn't had a chance to run long that'll come up and surprise us.
Jungle Lily is owned by Jim Veach. Jungle Lily is another maiden stretching out today. She'll need a repeat of her early season winning performance.
Her last start when she run, she ended up running green. She got back, got dirt in her face, and closed a lot of ground. She's just kind of a big, strong filly. She's really training well. I mean, it's a big step up for her, but it's no place else really to run right now either. So we'll just jump into the deep end of the pool and see how we do.
She's a Foxy Jackpot is owned by Gerald Miller. She's a Foxy Jackpot is the most experienced runner and moves to Hastings from Golden Gate, where she won 4 of her last 5 starts. Look for her on the lead early.
She was down at Emerald Downs, been working good, just come up for the stake, and everything's right now looks good for her.
Sweet and Sour is owned by Wheeldon Thoroughbreds. Sweet and Sour is another that likes to get the lead early. She won't mind this distance.
It's her first long race. We'll have to see how that goes. She'll probably be in the forward part of the race. She'll be on the pace, I think.
And now let's enjoy this strong field of fillies. They're going 1 mile and a 16th in the Supernatural.
There they go. Field is broken as 1. Field of 8, 3-year-old fillies sent on the way in the Supernatural. Otero from the inside takes a short advantage. Sweet and Sour is right there on the outside. Dearest Princess settles into 3rd. Victorious by 4th. Oh So Noticed in 5th by a length and a half. Followed by She's a Foxy Jackpot. 3 for the back now comes Jungle Lily. And 2 to the trailer, Ebony and Ice. Through the stretch down for the first time. The opening quarter in a modest 24-1. And Otero shows the way. Sweet and Sour chasing in 2nd. Victorious Vi's on the outside. Dearest Princess now darts to the inside. Followed by Oh So Noticed. Then She's a Foxy Jackpot. Jungle Lily's on her outside. 4 back is Ebony and Ice. Into the clubhouse turn they go. The half comes up on the board in 48-4. Now to the half-mile marker they go. And Otero shows the way still by a length. Sweet and Sour, 2nd by a neck. Down on the inside, Dearest Princess 3rd, Victorious Vi, She's a Foxy Jackpot, widest of all, Oh So Noticed, Jungle Lily, and Ebony and Ice. Ebony and Ice about 9 off the lead. To the 5/16 marker they go. 6 furlongs, 1:13-4, and Otero, she's led it from the start, now by 3/4 of a length. Sweet and Sour in 2nd. Now, Dearest Princess losing a little ground. She's a Foxy Jackpot. Down on the inside, Jungle Lily. Ebony and Ice trying to rally as they turn for home. Otero has the lead. Down the lane they come. Otero being attacked by Sweet and Sour. And Dearest Princess down on the inside. Otero, Dearest Princess trying to come through. They hit the wire. Dearest Princess to score. It'll be Otero 2nd. Sweet and Sour 3rd. Jungle Lily 4th.
Mel, congratulations.
Thanks.
Now, run us to the race from where you were sitting and if it went to the way you wanted it.
Sorta. I thought my filly would have settled a little better. She was a little over anxious early. She was in behind horses and trying to run up onto them, and I'd have been happier if she'd have relaxed more, but it worked out in the end. So he was in a little tight, couldn't get out around and had to wait for a hole, but when the hole opened, they went. She was good.
Were you surprised to see Otero on the lead?
Yeah, I was a little bit. I thought she'd be back with me laying 3rd or 4th. I thought a couple of the others in there were the speed and they would go.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Time now for Sport of Kings trivia. Here is today's trivia question. In the 1989 Hollywood movie Who is Harry Crumb, actor John Candy plays the role of a jockey during the movie. Do you recognize the paddock area? Can you name the track? We'll have the answer for you in just a moment. Don't go away. The Sport of Kings. We'll be right back. Time now for the answer to today's trivia question. If the paddock area looked familiar, you guessed it right. Exhibition Park. For bonus points, did you recognize the other jockeys? They are Ruben Solis, Dave Milray, and none other than Hastings and Hollywood's own star-studded Tommy Walski. Hey, trivia buffs, are you a fan of the movies? If so, check out SportofKingsTV.com for Tommy's review of all the latest flicks. Tommy Walski, the Sport of Kings, and Hollywood. They go hand in hand. The Salute to the Champions is brought to you by the Province Sports, where you can read Tommy Walski's column, Hoss Talk, every Friday. The Province Sports, it all starts here.
Today on our Salute to the Champions, it's brought to you by the Vancouver Province. We take you back 1 week and you're going to be looking at the Queen's Plate run at Woodbine Racetrack. Exciting race, but the horse you want to focus on is Bob Costigan. Local businessman Bob Costigan's outstanding filly, Roan Innish, trained by his daughter Carolyn. Let's take a peek. And by the way, watch the TV coverage of this. It is excellent.
They're off in the Queen's Plate. Big Red Mike, Hotep showing early speed. Ghost Fleet comes on between horses, and who we gonna call? Angles to the outside of Big Red Mike as a crush of runners move in front of us for the first time. And it's a Big Red Mike, and on the extreme outside, Hotep is close to the pace. Dark Cloud Dancers on the heels of Big Red Mike. Ghost Fleet is tucked in between horses, and Mobilizer is just to the outside of Ghost Fleet. Then who we gonna call? Who's behind that trio? Roan Innish drafting in behind runners. The other filly, Moment of Majesty, is close to the pace, just outside of Roan Innish. Then Mob the Warrior and Vicar Street Giant's Tomb will put his run in late. Dees Wando is second to last, and Smart Sky trails, and they move into the backstretch. The half was in 49-1. That's not a hot pace, and it's a Big Red Mike. Eurico Rosa da Silva trying to harness his speed, and Hotep is breathing down his throat. Mobilizer is clear of trouble on the outside in third position, and Dark Cloud Dancer is down on the rail in a fourth. Ghost Fleet is between horses. Moment of Majesty. Mob the Warrior is out wide. David Morin sends the Oaks winner Roan Innish up between Mobilizer and Dark Cloud Dancer. Less than 3/8 to go in the Queen's Plate. Big Red Mike leads through a come and get me mile. Hotep's put the pressure now. Mob the Warrior is on the extreme outside. Roan Innish in with a big shot. And flying around horses on the far outside, here comes Moment of Majesty. It is still Big Red Mike. He's running his eyeballs out. Hotep on the outside. Roan Innish and Mob the Warrior. Big Red Mike trying to hold on for one more 16th. Big Red Mike has scored a smashing victory to win the Queen's Plate. Hotep was second. Finishing third was Roan Innish, and Giant's Tomb was fourth.
Okay, that's it for this edition of the Sport of Kings. And once again, on behalf of everyone here, we would like to say thank you for allowing us to spend this last half hour with you on this Saturday morning. One quick reminder, tomorrow is the Chris Losett Stakes, as you saw earlier in case you missed it. We saluted Chris. It's his day tomorrow with the stake. Remember to keep them straight, or you know what, that final turn, it's going to get you.